All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostle of Israel, aka the Apostle of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. So this will be a little quick. Nothing in particular, but a few things I want to bring up, but mostly a couple scriptures. And it stems from a couple things. Now I was coming home from the plantation. And I was just, reading random scriptures, and I landed in the book of Zechariah. And I think I was reading around between the 7th chapters to like the 9th, 10th chapter. And so I was reading it, and I was like, it hit home to it basically how, like, it basically talks about, I was reading, the Lord said how he punished us, for our disobedience or whatnot, but how he also said how he's going to flip it around and turn it back around, and he's going to get us right again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the Lord is doing right now. And in part, in order for the Lord to do that, what is he doing to Esau's kingdom along with the other nations and their rule under Esau? He's breaking them down. Now you have some businesses closing. Now you have Wendy's. They just announced that they're going to close a couple hundred stores. I want to say like 300 some stores. You had this place called Carter's, which they sell like children's clothing and stuff. They said they're about to close like 150, 200 stores, 300 offices, like corporate shit. So, basically the Lord is just breaking this place down. And, not for nothing, it's just going to get worse. And, call Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM for doing so, because we need to get the hell up out of here. And what the Lord is doing is since he's breaking this place down, breaking these heathens down, and in part, so he's building the Israelites back up. Because in order for the Israelites to come back up, these other nations have to go down. And that's why the Lord also has these nations, getting prepared for nuclear war. All right? Getting them ready to fight each other. And then they're going to fight him and the angels and the elect, and they get utterly wasted. They're going to get defeated, and it's going to be light work. It's going to be so easy for YAHAWASHI when it comes back down here, because like these other nations got no smoke for YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. But they don't even know it yet. All right, so they thinking that, well, whoever comes out of this nuclear war, whoever comes out of this, actually they think that it's not. They're saying they want peace, but what are they doing though? They're getting ready for nuclear war. But what is also happening in America and abroad, but mainly here in America, jobs closing. They're shifting more and more away from using cash. All right, they got to hold all this digital ID, MOTB stuff. So you basically have the whole global reset taking place in front of our very eyes. And, that's the thing they've been talking about for years, is a global reset. But in part, what they got to do to the current system, they have to crash it. They have to get rid of it. All right? So I'm going to read the book of Zechariah. And what is the main thing that the Lord has given his people back? His name. Because the Lord said what? For his holy name's sake. And now that the Israelites have their power back, which is the name of the Lord in itself, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, these other nations are now cooked. This kingdom is done. America's done. All right? All the other nations, they're done. They ain't going to be on some, after the nuclear war happens, then, China's going to have next. Or then Israel. No, it's not. Nobody got next except for the Israelites under YAHAWASHI. That's why the Lord is having all you nations, except for the Israelites, get ready for nuclear war. Because why? This is the day the Lord is upon all the heathen. See, the Israelites don't have no dog in this fight. All right? We don't have no financial power. We don't have no military. We don't have no unity. We don't have none of that. But all you other nations do. All you other nations are together. All you other nations have, you're set, whatever, like the stuff you want to do, you have it, set up to the way you want it. All right? No one's telling you what to do, like, as far as, like, you have your own prominent lands. You got these small heads that are in our land. All right? So we have nothing. So the Lord is getting y'all ready, because the day the Lord is upon for you. Because the Lord said what? He's going to sit and judge all the heathen round about. But let me get to the scripture. Actually, speaking of which, I'm going to read this quick precept real quick. Sirach, chapter 10. Oh, this is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Now, who is the one that's profitable? His son, first and foremost, Yahawashi. But what nation is that? What nation is Yahawashi going to be? Whose nation is Yahawashi's? Whose nation is Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi? The Israelites. And the Israelites are not, the Israelites are at the very bottom right now. We're under all these other nations. So while they out here doing their thing, prospering and all that, whether it be abroad or in America, we're at the bottom, just all fucked up. All right. But the Lord said he did that for a purpose. And the Lord explained why he did it. So, but who understands that right now? The remnant, the elect, which I hope to be a part of. See, the rest of our people don't understand why they're going through these hardships. They thinking it's just like, bad luck. Nah, this you can clearly see that this is calculated power against us, man. All right. Oops. It says, in the hand of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi is the prosperity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. All right. And it says, what we have with that? So now Esau is not that prosperous right now. All right. America itself, this whole society as a whole is not there's no real prosperity. Because matter of fact, I was driving a client today, this Judite woman, and she was talking about she's a CN. No, yeah, NA or whatever fuck kind of nurse, whatever fuck that shit is called. And she was basically talking about like she was trying to find her purpose in life. So basically, long story short, she was basically saying that she's not really happy with her life. And I basically told her, I kept it 100. I'm like, yo, look, that's all well and good, but at the end of the day, America is done. Like when you say these things, like people have to understand, like America is like picture America as like a corporation, right? A corporation that's failing business, sales are down, service sucks, everything about it sucks. And now it's going out of business. But it's going out of business, but it's still in business and it's still functioning as a business, but it's going out of business and the writing is on the wall. And now it's become more clearer that this place is done. Now, people might not want to admit it, but the signs are there. It's all a matter how much the Lord is allowing you to see. Because some people don't see anything at all. Some people think that like somehow, some way, it's just going to go back to the way it was. But then when you think about that, the way it was when? What, the 2000s? The 1990s? The 1970s? Where do they want to talk about making America great again? What time frame are they really trying to get back to being like? The time where Jake was at the bottom. Shit, hell, they probably wanted chattel slavery. All right? But, it says, a person upon the scribe shall he lay his honor. It says, I'm going to jump down to verse 8, and it says, because of unrighteous dealings, which what E has done, especially mainly under Amalek, unrighteous dealings, it says, Sirach chapter 10, verse 8, and it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. Now, they still doing it. They still doing it in front of our very eyes. I mean, you look at the stuff, look at the way, how expensive shit is. Who do you think is in control of that? Who's controlling all of what's going on right now? These Edomites, but who's allowing them, who's putting in their mind to be this way? The Most High. But trust and believe that the world is being ruled by people. All right? This world is not a free for all. There's a specific nation that's at the top. And more and more every day it's being clear to see that it's Amalek, the so-called white man, the Edomites. These are the people that control, these are the people that call the shots, man. And it says they have unrighteous dealings. It says because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And the Lord is about to translate the earth, because it's on earth. The kingdoms are on earth. It's going to be under Jacob, under Yahawashi, who's going to be who's going to be under them? The Israelites, the seed of Jacob, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You have the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau ruling right now. But the Lord said it's going to be translated from one people to another. And that's what's taking place. So as we're leading to that fully, the Lord is going to be breaking down this bitch. He's going to be bringing down America. He's going to be bringing down Europe. And as time goes on, getting more and more into the digital system. So as he's doing that, getting more into the digital system and the more digital flow of things, we're getting closer to his end, because now he's advancing the technology to ultimately bring in what? The MOTB, which is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. So once they bring that to the masses, once he calls them all with that, it's on. And as right now until whenever, you can't go back in time. You could wish, people could wish, like, I wish it was like this, I wish it would go back to the way it was. It's never going to go back to the way it was in America, how it was in certain times. It's not going to never go back to the 1950s. It's not going to go back to the 1940s and prior. They wanted to, they in that spirit, but the Lord said this kingdom is done. So like, you no longer, like, the prosperity is always going to be a little shorter. Yeah, the Lord might allow you to take some jakes out. You might get a couple of lynchings and you might do this, do that, and the third. But at the end of the day, it's still time going on, you getting further and further away from being on top. And it says the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Where's the kingdom at? It's on the earth. The man rules on the earth. Remember, the Lord said what? He made the earth to be inhabited by man. But the Lord said in that time, what nation is going to be ruling from here on out? The Israelites. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. We're in that time span right now. Esau's ruling. Esau's at the top. But now what? Esau's kingdom is coming to an end. And after that, and after this kingdom is ended, it's going to be YAHAWASHI's kingdom. It's going to be righteousness, and it's going to be forever. It's never going to be like these other nations come and take the Israelites down. No, because the Lord's going to be back. The Lord said he's going to put it back as in the days of old, and even better. The days as in the Garden of Eden. Adam, remember YAHAWASHI being Adam, Isaac, Solomon, the top prime rulers on earth. He gonna get his glory all the way back. See, the last time he came here, he came to suffer. He came in a humility. He came in a meek. But this time around, the Lord said, "Well, I should not meet thee as a man." The Lord has come back in the full glory of heaven. Okay, so let me go back to. Oh, shit. Zechariah. This is a book of Zechariah. I'm going to start at chapter 8 at the top, and I'm going to jump down. It says, again, the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. And that's what we were feeling during chattel slavery. That's what we were feeling while we were in captivity under all these other nations. That was the wrath and the fury of the Lord, because why? We was going after these nations and their gods, worshiping idols. And still to this day, Jake is doing that. All right. But luckily, the Lord said, well, I'm going to abolish all the other gods, all the nations' gods anyway. So in due time, the people, the earth is going to understand that there's only one true living God. Shalom, shalom. It says, thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. See? And he said, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus saith the Lord, I have returned unto Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth. Which means what? He's going to turn away his anger from us, man. And he's doing that every day, because why? The Lord has awoken the prophets. The Lord has given Israel back his name. And then the Lord said, what? The name of the Lord is a strong tower to those that run into it. Roughly paraphrasing. The Lord is the ultimate protection that you could have being an Israelite. So to know the name of the Lord is very key, especially the times we're coming to right now, because it's going to get dire, it's going to be tribulous, it's going to be real fucked up out here, man. It says, I'm jumping down to verse 6, and it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, save the Lord of hosts? The Lord said a remnant, because not all the Israelites are going to make it this go around. Now, granted, the whole seed of Israel eventually is going to be glorified, But this time we're right now, the Lord is only dealing with the elect of Israel. So it's a tight number, man. It's a small sanctuary, a little sanctuary. It's not that many people, but you know, it said one shall be as a nation. So once the brothers, the elect, the 144,000 are given that power, the parts of the elect are given that power, given those heavenly bodies, given immortality, it's gonna be on. And once that happens, these other nations definitely gonna know that it's a wrap for them, man. Once they see the transition of the Israelites getting in the glory from heaven, they gonna see they gonna see the nation of Israel be sanctified. They're gonna see the nation of Israel get that blessing. This is gonna be a world event. This is gonna be a world renowned event. When YAHAWASHI come down here, give the Israelites that power, and we will no longer be suffering no more. We don't no more pain, no more sorrow. That's what we're waiting for, man. We have nothing but pain and sorrow being in this current society, man. I don't give a fuck how much money you make, how many women you had. That shit don't matter, man. It's all about the power. It's all about being, and it's all about righteousness, man. There's not righteousness ruling in the earth right now. It says, verse 7, it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people. And who is his people? The Israelites. Judah and Jerusalem, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, which make it what? The 12 tribes. The descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, period. Those are the only people that's going to be destined to receive that power and to receive that salvation. No matter what the church tell you, no matter like, oh, everybody's not making it. Not even all the Lord's chosen nation are going to make it. So how then can the Gentiles get any salvation? Stupid. For the east, this is Zechariah chapter 8, verse 8, and it says, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness. And that's not going on right now. Those people in our land, they're not ruling in truth and righteousness, and they didn't get over there through some devout power, man. They got there through the Balfour Declaration with America's help. And still to this day, with these motherfuckers getting America's back and America's help, where's the blessing? Where's the sanctification from heaven, man? Why is everything coming from America for you? Everything you have comes of the earth. That's how you got your power. I mean, your power came from the heaven, but like you didn't get no heaven. You didn't get no sanctification. You didn't get a heavenly salvation, and the nations all were in awe of it, man. The Lord said that when the nations see the power that's given to us from on high, that they're going to be like, yo, these are the children of God. No one said that with them fucking little hats, little caps over there in Israel right now. Actually, as of right now, the world is despising them heavy, man. But continuing on, it says, verse 9, it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong. Ye that hear in these days these words by what? By the mouth of the prophets. Now, the mouth of the prophets have been preaching for years now, and now these things are coming to pass. They were the apostles from GMS on down to the ones that's preaching the truth of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, for over 30, 40 years. Their truth has been out for almost, what, like 50, 60 years? What, 1969 to now? So it ain't even been that long, and now look how much this country has crumbled, especially over the last few years. That's how we know that this devil knows that he had but a short time. But he said, these words by the mouth of the prophets, and who are the prophets? The ones preaching his truth. The ones that were saying, the things that's happening now, they were saying beforehand. 30, 40 years ago, you had the apostles talking about these things that's taking place right now. And then you had other brothers that were woken up through the spirit of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, by the apostles, and they were speaking for me. It's going on like, well, I've been in the truth for like 20 years and been prophesying for like, what's that, 11, 12 years now almost? When May comes, it's going to be like 12 years. All right? So, that and it seemed like it came and went. But the most important thing is to endure to the end. That's what we got. Pray for strength to endure to the end. Because as I speak, as brothers speak, as we speak abroad, we're getting closer and closer to that day. This shit is almost a wrap. It says, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. Oops. So I'm gonna jump down to verse 11, and it reads, Zechariah chapter 8, verse 11. It says, but now I will not be unto the residue of this people as in the former days, saith the Lord of hosts. For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and the heavens shall give their due, and I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things. So the Lord is talking about redemption, man. We about to be redeemed up out here, the Israelites. What do these other nations need redemption for? They're over the sons of God right now. That's the best of redemption you're gonna have. Because from this day forward, you're getting further and further away from being over the Israelites. That's what the Lord said, what? Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. And all you other nations in between. You're gonna be right in between Jacob and Esau again, but just that Jacob's gonna be about to be at the top and Esau about to be at the bottom. Because right now, Jacob is at the bottom, you other nations are in between, and Esau's at the top. But that's gonna flip, that's gonna reverse. And you're gonna be happy. It's gonna be good for you too. Verse 13, and it says, this is a point right here. This Zechariah chapter 8, verse 13, and it says, and it shall come to pass that as ye were cursed among the heathen, O house of Judah, which is the so-called Negroes, so-called West Indians and Haitians, and it says, and house of Israel, which is the rest of the northern tribes, so-called Latinos, Native Americans, all right? It says, in the house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. The Lord said, fear not. The Lord said that a lot. Fear not. Trust in him. Matter of fact, I'm about to go to the NLT real quick. Because that shit was like a little heavy in the NLT. Zechariah 8 and 13. Zechariah 8 and 13. So it's the book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 13 in the NLT, and it says, among the other nations, Judah, the so-called Negroes, West Indians and Haitians, and Israel, so-called Latinos and Native Americans, because Judah and Israel became symbols of a cursed nation. We're symbols of a cursed nation right now. You look at our people, man, we look like a cursed-ass people, man. Keeping it a being, we look like a cursed people. When you look at the condition our people are in, how they act, they damn sure don't fit the title of sons and daughters of God. Princes of the power definitely don't fit that. But the elect are trying. The elect are putting in the dedication to pleasing the Lord as best they can in these vile bodies, in these corruptible vessels. Putting on the spirit of YAHAWASHI. So the cares of this world ain't shit. The lust of the flesh ain't shit. We could fall victim, of course, sure. But we're the ones trying to not give into the flesh. The rest of our people, they give right into the flesh. Without no question, without any kind of hesitation. And that's why they're in the predicament they're in. But continue on, it says, so I'll read it again. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 13 in the NLT, and it says, among the other nations, Judah and Israel became symbols of a cursed nation, but no longer. Now will I rescue you and make you both a symbol and a source of blessing. So don't be afraid, be strong, and get on with rebuilding the temple. And that's what we're doing right now spiritually, rebuilding the temple. The spiritual temple, because the Lord said what? The kingdom of heaven starts within you. And then eventually we're going to actually have our land back. We're going to get the land of Israel back because it's rightfully ours. Not those so-called white people, little caps, or not them Palestinians. Those Ishmaelites, that don't belong to them neither. They're both thieves of stolen land, and they're fighting over stolen land. That land belongs to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and his people, the Israelites. The true descendants of Jacob. The ones under these curses. Not the ones out here fucking bombing the shit out of people. Fucking small cap settlers. Being fucking devils. They're not ruling right. They're not on top right. They're not being righteous. They're not ruling in righteous state of mind. So verse 14, it says, "For this is what the Lord of heaven's army says. I was determined to punish you when your ancestors angered me, and I did not change my mind, said the Lord of heaven's armies." And that's what we're going to do right now, that punishment. The Lord didn't change his mind because the Lord, so what? It was a covenant. It was agreement between the Heavenly Father and the Israelites, man. If you follow these laws, statutes, commandments, these blessings shall be upon you. If you don't, these curses. And we didn't, so what? The Lord put these curses on us, as was promised, as per the agreement, as the arrangement. That's what a covenant really is. It's an arrangement. It's an agreement. And we made an agreement with the Heavenly Father and Mount Sinai. He said we would do all the things that the Lord says. But then what happened down the line? Disobedience. And now look at us. Now look at us. Reduced to this. Reduced to this. Ghettos, fucking thugs, drug dealers, gangbangers. That's what we've been reduced to. Our women being slurs. Our children being unruly beasts. They're being heathens. They've been reduced to being heathens. Or acting like heathens, I should say. All right? But the Lord said he's going to turn that back around. The Lord said, what? Fear not. I'm about to build you back up. And these other nations going to see it. And it all starts with what the name of the Lord. Matter of fact, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 10, verse 10. It's in the King James now. It says, "I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt," which is the land of what? Captivity, which is where we're at right now, and throughout the four corners of the earth, where you have the elect and the Israel scattered. All right? But mainly definitely here in America, which is what? Spiritually Sodom and Egypt. It says, "And gather them out of Assyria, and I will bring them into the land of Galilee and Lebanon, and place shall not be found for them. And verse 11 says, "And he shall pass through the sea with affliction, and shall smite the waves in the sea, and all the deeps of the river shall dry up. And the pride of Assyria shall be brought down, and the scepter of Egypt shall depart away." And that's what the Lord is doing right now. Breaking these heathens' kingdom down. Egypt, America, the Assyrian, which they all could be, it's modern day Assyrians, modern day Egyptians, modern day Chaldeans. That's what America, that's what these Edomites are. Remember, this is the final hurrah, this is the final captivity, this is the final time that the Lord said what? We were going to be smitten by the hand of our enemies, man. But the Lord said, after this, I'm going to give you back to your former self, put you back in your former state. Matter of fact, it says that in verse 6. In Zechariah chapter 10, verse 6, it says, "And I will strengthen the house of Judah, and I will save the house of Joseph, and I will bring them again to place them, for I have mercy upon them, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off, for I am the Lord their God, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and will hear them." And the Lord is hearing us right now because we're what? We're speaking in his name. We're calling upon the name of the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And we're hoping every day that the Lord has mercy on us, because the time is drawing nigh. Every day, the time is just drawing nearer and nearer. Time is not waiting for nobody, man. Days is flying real fast. So I'm going to read that verse 12. This is Zechariah chapter 10, verse 12, and it says, "And I will strengthen them in the Lord, and they shall walk up and down in his name, saith the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI." And that's starting right now. Because as of right now, we're walking up and down with the name of the Lord. Saying, "Call law YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. All praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI is the one true living God. All praises be to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI." And that's being said throughout the four corners of the earth now. The name of the Lord has been revealed back, has come back to the earth. Because the Lord said, well, for a time he took his name out of the earth. But now the time what? We shall remember ourselves, and what that has imply of? The name of the Lord. Let me see what that's saying in the NLT. Let's see there. Well, it doesn't say the name of the NLT, but I'll read it. Matter of fact, I'm going to read verse 6 in the NLT as well. This is Zechariah chapter 10, verse 6 in the NLT, and it says, "I will strengthen Judah and save Israel. I will restore them because of my compassion. It will be as though I had never rejected them, And we're in a time of the Lord rejecting us in a sense, because why? We're still in captivity. But the Lord is every day slowly is transitioning back to the former days, to the glorious days, happy times. All right, it says, because of my compassion, it says, it will be as though I had never rejected them. For I am the Lord their God who will hear their cries. The Lord said he will hear our cries. And we're crying right now. I'm crying right now. These are cries. When the prophets go out there in the highways and the byways, do these videos on the internet, so on and so forth, we're crying unto the Lord, begging him to please bring this place down ASAP. And the Lord is doing it. Because look what's happening. This place is going down. It's not going to just, people think, oh, like, oh, the Lord is strategic with it, man. Breaking this place down slowly, but it's not that slow. But it seems like, that's why the Lord said, though it tarry, wait for it. It shall not tarry, it shall surely come. Because sometimes we want to get right straight, get this place nuked out of here, all that shit. But no, the Lord said, no, you should not stir it up. Everything must fall into place at its proper time. Everything got to happen the way the Lord set out, and that's what's happening. I should read verse 11 in the NLT. It says, Zechariah 10 and 11 in the NLT, it says, they will pass safely through the sea of distress, for the waves of the sea will be held back, and the waters of the Nile will dry up. The pride of Assyria will be crushed, and the rule of Egypt will end. And hey, fast forward, they talk about today. Okay, yeah, we was in Egypt back then, but what Egypt means, what? Bondage. And in Revelation, what? The 11th chapter says what? The city that is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So in the spirit, what is this place? The land of our captivity, where we're enslaved under another nation. Modern day Pharaoh, modern day dukes, Caesars, all that. But it's all about to come into the Lord said. He said the rule of Egypt will end. All right, verse 12 in the NLT of Zechariah chapter 10, it says, by my power, I will take my people strong. I will make my people strong. And by my authority, they will go wherever they wish. I, the Lord, have spoken. So we're going to be good. But in the King James said, they walk them down in my name. The Lord said, what? Trust not in your riches or your might, but trust in the fact that trust not in your knowledge, your might, or your riches, but trust in the fact that you know me and understand me. That's what the Lord said. What did Solomon ask? He asked for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then the Lord gave him the increase of all the other carnal shit. But he still called it what? Vanity and vexation of spirit, because why? He still is going to die like a mortal man. But this time around, we YAHAWASHI, who was Solomon in his past, one of his past lives. Now he's good. And he's waiting to come back down and make his nation good. He said, I will make my nation strong. I will be with them. I will be their God, and they shall be my people. That day is coming. That day is fast approaching every day. We just have to continue to try our best to make ourselves worthy to receive mercy. All right? So, with that, Lord Williams is edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honor to the powers of Israel, aka the powers of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Yep, that's right. What was that? Jeremiah 28. Yep. Prophesy both against many countries. Yep. And that's what we're doing. Every day, prophesying against this place. This place, these other nations, man, all this shit, man. 2/3 of our people that want to stay in league with these devils and these other nations. The Lord about to show you which side is the right side to be on. And that's the side of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.